Jaya Radha Madhava Kunja Vihari. Jaya Radha Madhava Kunja Vihari. Jaya Rukmini Dwarkadish, Rukmini Dwarkadish, Rukmini Dwarkadish, Rukmini Dwarkadish. Jaya Jagannath, Jaya Jagannath, Jaya Baladeva, Jaya Subhadra. Jaya Gora Nitai, Gora Nitai, Gora Nitai, Gora Nitai. Nitai Gaur Haribol, 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 Gaura Haribol. Jaya Jaya Prabhupada, 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 Jaya Prabhupada. Jaya Jaya Prabhupada, 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 Srila Prabhupada. Gaur Premanandi Haribol, Jaya Om Vishnupad, Paramahansa Parivrajak Acharya Asatar Sata Sri Srimad ISKCON BBT Founder Acharya Divine Grace AC Bhaktivedanta Swami Maharaj Prabhupada Ki Jai. Nitya Lila Pravisha Om Vishnupad Divine Grace Srila Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Thakur Prabhupada Ki Jai. Ananta Koti Vaishnava Vrinda Ki Jai. Nam Acharya Srila Haridas Thakur Ki Jai. Prem Sakahosh Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhar Shri Vasa Adi Gaur Bhaktivinoda Ki Jai. Shri Shri Radha Krishna Gopa Gopana Shama Kunda Radha Kunda Giri Govardhan Ki Jai. Shri Brajamumi Namadam Ki Jai. Shri Navadip Mayapur Dham Ki Jai. Shri Lachal Jagannath Puri Dham Ki Jai. Ganga Mai Ki Jai. Jabuna Mai Ki Jai. Bhakti Devi Ki Jai. Shrimati Tulsi Maharani Ki Jai. Your most beautiful Lordship Shri Shukmini Dwarkadish Ki Jai. Shri Shukmini Dwarkanath Ki Jai. Shri Shri Jagannath Baladev Subhadra Ki Jai. Shri Shri Gaurnitai Ki Jai. Samabeta Bhaktivinoda Ki Jai. Going back to home, back to Godhead Ki Jai. ISKCON Los Angeles Yatra Ki Jai. Pre-Harmadanga Transcendental Book Distribution Ki Jai. International Food for Life Transcendental Prasadam Distribution Ki Jai. Shri Harinam Sankirtan Ki Jai. Nitai Gaur Premanandi Hari Haribo. All glories to the assembled devotees. All glories to the assembled devotees. All glories to the assembled devotees. All glories to Sri Sri Guru and Gauranga Gaur Srila Prabhupada. Maybe we can open these side doors and make sure all the windows upstairs are open so we get some airflow. It's a little tight in here. Narayanam Namaskritya Naram Chaiva Narotamam Deving Sarasatim Vyasam Tato Jayamudirayat. Before reciting the Srimad Bhagavatam, which is our bare means of conquest, let us offer respectful obeisances unto the personality of Godhead, Lord Narayan, unto Narayan Rishi, the supremmost human being, unto Mother Saraswati, the goddess of learning, unto Srila Vyasadeva, the author, unto Srila Prabhupada, who is the translator, commentator, and our spiritual master. Nashna Prayeshu Bhadreshu Nityam Bhagavata Sevaya Bhagavati Uttama Shloke Bhaktir Bhavati Naistiki. By regularly attending a Srimad Bhagavatam class and by rendering service to the pure devotee, all that is troublesome to the heart is almost completely destroyed, and loving devotional service unto the personality of God, whose worship of transcendental songs becomes established as an irrevocable fact. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. So we're continuing our reading in the first canto of the Srimad Bhagavatam, chapter 1. Today's text should be 7. Yeah. Yani Veda Vidam Shreshto Bhagavan Padarayanaha Anye Cha Munaya Sutta Parabara Vido Viduhu Yani Veda Vidang Shreshto Bhagavan Padarayanaha Anye Cha Munayak Sutta Parabara Vido Viduhu Yani Veda Vidang Shreshto Bhagavan Padarayanaha Anye Cha Munayak Sutta Parabara Vido Viduhu Yani Veda Vidang Shreshto Bhagavan Padarayanaha Anye Cha Munayak Sutta Parabara Vido Viduhu. Please chant. Yani Veda Vidang Shreshto Bhagavan Padarayana Shreshto Bhagavan Padarayana Anye Cha Munaya Sutta Parabara Vido Vidu. Vaishnavins. Yani Veda Vidang Shreshto Bhagavan Padarayana Anye Cha Munaya Sutta Yani Veda Vidang Shreshto Bhagavan Padarayana Anye Cha Munaya Sutta. So, synonyms, Yani, all that. Veda Vedam, scholars of the Vedas. Shreshtaha, seniormost. Bhagavan, incarnation of Godhead. Padarayanaha, Vyasadeva. Anye, others. Cha, and. Munayaha, the sages. Sutta, O Suta Goswami, Paravaravidaha, amongst the learned scholars, one who is conversant with physical and metaphysical knowledge. Viduhu, one who knows. Srila Prabhupada's translation for this verse. Being the eldest learned Vedantist, O Suta Goswami, you are acquainted with the knowledge of Vyasadeva, who is the incarnation of Godhead, and you also know other sages who are fully versed in all kinds of physical and metaphysical knowledge. Please repeat. Being the eldest learned Vedantist, O Suta Goswami, you are acquainted with the knowledge of Vyasadeva, who is the incarnation of Godhead, and you also know other sages who are fully versed in all kinds of physical and metaphysical knowledge. Srila Prabhupada's purport. Srimad Bhagavatam is a natural commentation on the Brahma Sutra or the Badarayani Vedanta Sutras. It is called natural because Vyasadeva is author of both the Vedanta Sutras and Srimad Bhagavatam, or the essence of all Vedic literatures. Besides Vyasadeva, there are other sages who are the authors of 6 different philosophical systems, namely Gautama, Kanada, Kapila, Patanjali, Jaimini, and Ashtavakra. Theism is explained completely in the Vedanta Sutra, whereas in other systems of philosophical speculations, practically no mention is given to the ultimate cause of all causes. One can sit on the Vyasasana only after being conversant in all systems of philosophy, so that one can present fully the theistic views of the Bhagavatam in defiance of all other systems. Srila Suta Goswami was the proper teacher, and therefore the sages at Naimisharanya elevated him to the Vyasasana. Srila Vyasadeva is designated herein as the personality of Godhead because he is the authorized, empowered incarnation. Nama Om Vishnu Padaya Krishna Prashtaya Bhutale Srimate Bhaktivedanta Swami Nityanamane Namaste Saraswati Deve Gauravani Pacharine Nirvishesha Shunyavadi Pasyate Deshtarne Om Agyana Tamirandasya Gyananjana Shalakaya Chakshur Unmilitam Jaina Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha Shri Chaitanya Mano Vishnang Snapitang Jaina Bhutale Swayam Rupa Kadamayam Dadati Swapadantikam Vandehang Shri Guru Shri Tapadakamalam Shri Gurun Vaishnavangsha Shri Rupam Sagajatam Sahagana Ragana Tanvatam Tang Sajivam Sadvaitam Savadutam Parijana Sahitam Krishna Chaitanya Devam Shri Radha Krishna Padan Sahagana Lalita Shri Vishakam Sha Hey Krishna Karuna Sindhu Dina Bando Jagatpate Gopesh Gopika Kanta Radha Kanta Namosate Tapta Kanchana Gaurangi Radhe Vrindavaneshwari Vishamanu Sute Devi Pranamami Haripriya Vancha Kalpatarubhyascha Kripa Sindhubhya Evacha Patitanang Pavanebhyo Vaishnavebhyo Namo Namaha Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhara Srivasadi Gaur Bhaktivinoda Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare. So today on our Vaishnava calendar we're celebrating it will be the 51st, right? Anniversary of the incorporation of ISKCON. It was done in 66. This is 2017. So many people at that time and still today question, why do we need organized religion? We don't like organized religion. It seems that they only create problems. They like organized garbage collection. They like organized restaurants, so they know it opens at this time, closes at that time, I can go for lunch. Or it stays open 24 hours a day, like some of them in LA here. They like organization, every other facet of life, practically, but not religion. Religion should be not organized. Why? Why? Hold on to your answers. So that was not Prabhupada's approach. Prabhupada, of course, he said, I'm not just presenting religion, this is a spiritual science. But from the very beginning, even in Jhansi, he started his League of Devotees. It was organized. He had a list of activities. Prabhupada was so detailed that you rise at this time, you come to the Mangal Arti. After Mangal Arti, you can take some Mangal Arti sweets. You can, like that. He had everything outlined. And then in the middle of the day, you can take a nap, and everything was outlined, organized. So why should religion be disorganized? Everything is supposed to be organized. Running, Prabhupada said, as if in military discipline. And he showed by his own personal example. And not only that, keeping track of everything. How many of you keep a journal here every day? Prabhupada did. He wrote down everything. If he bought, $1 worth of turmeric, he wrote it down in a book. Everything was written down. Very organized, very detailed. Why? Because Prabhupada had nothing to hide. He had nothing to hide and everything to give. When he started on 26 2nd Avenue, he was organized, and therefore the devotees were attracted because they knew they could come for lunch every day. Prabhupada cooked. Organized, organization. And even today we see so many offshoots have spun out from ISKCON, so many societies, they don't like ISKCON. Practically, they only concentrate on ISKCON. That's all they do. There's one fellow who comes practically every day, sits on the steps out here. Anybody who will talk to him, he will tell him everything that's wrong with ISKCON. But he's here every day because he knows it's organized. The deity worship is organized. The prasadam is organized. He can go to the restaurant and eat. Organization is required. Now, that doesn't mean that everybody who is a member of the organization is a pure devotee. No. But you show me any organization in this world, any spiritual organization, where every member is pure. No, the organization has been created to bring people back to pure consciousness. So it's understood. They're coming in. Krishna explains 4 reasons why they come. Artha. Jigyasu artati gyanicha bharatarshapa. They're coming because they're in distress, they need money, they're curious, or ultimately because they're in knowledge. So it's understood that at any time, any given point in time, the society is going to be a mixture of these types of individuals. Those who have already elevated to the point of being really in knowledge and are staying because they understand why the society is important. Those who are curious, they just come in, they want to see what it's all about, and then after a while they disappear. Those who are really in need, they come and bow down to Bhagavan, Sri Krishna, the deities, and they pray for relief from their distress or the money that they want like that. So you're always going to have this mixture. And the society is created to take anyone, Prabhupada said in one lecture, that have created a society that anyone, no matter where they are, they can be elevated. But he said, but don't wait. He said, some people, they think that, when I'm done with my sporting life and I'm old, then I'll check out this ISKCON and see what it's all about. And no, Prabhupada said, you have no guarantee you're going to become old. He said, but I've created a society, anybody that comes, takes to this process, especially the chanting, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. They will feel immediate effects, Prabhupada said. Just come to the society, chant Hare Krishna. Of course, everything else is there, the deity worship, prasadam. You'll feel immediate effect, Prabhupada said. So this is why he's created a society. He also said, everybody knows, most of you know, famous statement that when I created this society, many friends were saying, why not name it International Society for God Consciousness? He said, this is nonsense. Krishna consciousness. This is what I want to establish. Krishna is Bhagavan. Otherwise, he said, there will be so many, every day another God. Here's another God, here's another God, here's another incarnation. No, Krishna. So we are members of the International Society for Krishna Consciousness. Now, since it's the anniversary of the incorporation, let me remind us of the 7 purposes of ISKCON. 1, to systematically propagate spiritual knowledge to society at large, and to educate all people in the techniques of spiritual life in order to check the imbalance of values in life and to achieve real unity and peace in the world. Everybody in favor of that? Say aye. Say Haribol. 2, to propagate a consciousness of Krishna, God, as it is revealed in the great scriptures of India, Bhagavad Gita and Srimad Bhagavatam. Haribol. Number 3, to bring the members of the society together with each other and nearer to Krishna, the prime entity, thus developing the idea within the members and humanity at large that each soul is part and parcel of the quality of Godhead, Krishna. Number 4, to teach and encourage the Sankirtan movement, congregational chanting of the holy name of God, as revealed in the teachings of Lord Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. Number 5, to erect for the members and for society at large a holy place of transcendental pastimes dedicated to the personality of Krishna. Number 6, to bring the members closer together for the purpose of teaching a simpler, more natural way of life. And number 7, with a view towards achieving the aforementioned purposes, to publish and distribute periodicals, magazines, books, and other writings. Haribol. Now, Is there anyone in this room who became a member of ISKCON because they saw these 7 purposes written somewhere and they decided, oh, this is really attractive, let me go join? Anybody here? Not one. Why are we all here? Generally speaking, it's because somebody who was already a member of the society went out and did something to attract us, either by book distribution, prasadam distribution. Of note, prasadam distribution is not mentioned in the 7 purposes. So it's not that these 7 purposes are all encompassing, that there's no other purpose to ISKCON but these 7. No. But Prabhupada had to start somewhere, and he wrote these down with a view to attracting people, especially those who could give some money. He created a non-profit organization so that anybody who would donate would get a tax credit. Nowadays we need that incentive. Nobody just wants to give money freely. Everybody wants some quid pro quo, something back. So yes, you can get a tax benefit if you donate to ISKCON. And he was indicating that these are the purposes that your money will be used for. But there are other purposes, like we know, like distributing prasadam, other things. And there's more, obviously not just one center was created. We have hundreds of centers around the world. But this was the beginning. And yes, we should be in tune with these purposes. But none of us here became members because we saw this list of purposes and decided, oh, how noble, how wonderful. No, generally speaking, we become members because somebody goes out, having been inspired by Prabhupada. In my case, I joined because Devamrita Das Brahmachari was distributing books at a book table, and I got Krishna, the Reservoir of Pleasure, from him, and that's what attracted me. I was attracted by the philosophy in that book. But of note also, Prabhupada says in that 7th purpose, to bring the members closer together for the purpose of teaching a simpler, more natural way of life. So recently, Devamrita Das Brahmachari, who is now Devamrita Swami, he was interviewed by some media in Philadelphia. He's actually from Pennsylvania originally. And now he's affiliated with Gita Nagari, and he's also that center they have in Philadelphia that is part of that. So they were interviewing him, and he was explaining how, yes, that the society is meant to bring people back to a simpler way of life. As we know, Prabhupada said, simple living, high thinking. And so the farm is there, but he was pointing out that there should be a nice symbiotic relationship between the farm community and the city entity. And they're having retreats in Gita Nagari to try to teach people this way of life. Yes, you can live in a city, go to school, work, whatever, but you should also allow yourself to be attracted to the simpler, more natural farming community, farm way of life. Cows, certified, cruelty-free dairy farm, the only one in Pennsylvania, Gita Nagari. So, yes, these purposes are important, and we should imbibe them and see how our lives in ISKCON should be guided by them. But on a broader basis, Prabhupada wanted us to go out and give people Krishna directly, either by the chanting of Hare Krishna in the streets, or by giving them a book about Krishna, or prasadam is also Krishna. Otherwise, they have no opportunity to understand. Right here in LA, Prabhupada said on a morning walk, when somebody was complaining, Prabhupada, as soon as we tell people about the principles, they get turned off. So Prabhupada actually jammed his cane on the floor. He said, why are you surprised? You're preaching to cats and dogs. He said, you make them fortunate by giving them this prasadam distribution, harinam, like that. When they hear the holy name and they take prasadam, then gradually they can come back to at least a certain level of consciousness where they can start to appreciate principles and organization. Otherwise, they don't want organized religion, they don't want principles, they just want to do their own thing, with the result that we have in society nowadays. 7 billion human beings on the planet running around trying to do their own thing and simply clashing with each other and creating a huge chaos out there. Big problem. Prabhupada also wanted in society to systematically propagate real knowledge, not speculative knowledge. As is stated in today's purport, for instance, it's mentioned these other 6 philosophies, and they're not the only ones, but like Gautama is presenting Nyaya, logic. But logic has its inherent downsides. You can only come to a meaningful logical conclusion if the components that you're depending on are actually what you think they are. In other words, you're not looking at something in an illusory way. If you think a person is this body, then you're not going to logically give them the right conclusion of life, because you're basing it on a bodily appreciation. So for the body, yes, you want to run and jump and keep it fit and like that. These are obvious things based on logic. But if you realize or have some understanding, accept that the person is a spirit soul, not this body, then the goal of life becomes different. The goal of life becomes different, and how to achieve it becomes different. So logic has its inherent downfall. So he mentioned also Patanjali, we know, the Raja Yoga system, has its downsides. He mentioned in this particular list, let me look again. Canada, right? Like I said, there are different lists. Let me just make sure I'm mentioning the names that Prabhupada mentioned in today's purport. Okay. So yeah, Gautama, then Kanada, the Vaisheshika, Kapila, we know the Sankhya philosophy. There's the Kapila, Devahutiputra, incarnation of Krishna, and then there's the false Kanada, materialistic Kapila, materialistic Sankhya philosophy. Patanjali Yoga we mentioned. Ashtavakra is Brahmavad. They're saying that everything is based ultimately just on Brahman. There's no personality there, which is also not the ultimate conclusion. So by coming to our path, and the knowledge that we're getting in the Sipuk succession in ISKCON, we come ultimately to Achintya Beta Beta Tattva. Simultaneous oneness and difference. Yes, we are one with the Supreme, as the Brahmavadas say, but we're also different because we're not quantitatively the same as the Supreme Lord. Bhagavan Sri Krishna is unlimitedly potent. Aishwaryasya Samagrasya Virasya Yashasya Kriya Jnana Vairagya Sanam Bhagavatinya. These 6 opulences are in Krishna unlimited degree. Each one of us has to a minute degree. Some knowledge, some fame or infamy, some strength, maybe some bodily beauty, some renunciation. Minute degree, but Krishna has all of these in unlimited degree. Now beyond these 6 that I mentioned today, there is also the one that's probably most prominent because most people are today living by that, knowingly or unknowingly, and that's the Charvak philosophy. Charvak Muni, the hedonism Prabhupada said, it's equivalent to today's hedonism. There's a verse, Rina Kritva Gritam Bibet, Ya Banjavet Sukam Jabet. Bazmi Bhutasya Dehasya, Kutak Punak Agamano Bibet. This is the Charvak philosophy. That first of all, if you're going to enjoy life, you have to eat nicely. If you don't eat nicely, then you're not going to enjoy. So you have to have nice food. And in the Vedic concept, that means ghee. So Rina Kritva Gritam Bibet. Some or other, beg, steal, or bother, get ghee, and make nice foodstuffs. Increase your happiness in this way. Now, you may say, well, isn't there any downside to this? Aren't you going to have bad karma? Don't worry. We all know, at least in the Vedic conception again, that the body is burned. So, Bhasmi Bhutasya Dehasya. The Deha, the body, is going to be burnt ultimately. And Kuta, how? Puna again, will it come into being? It's gone, it's burned. So this is the hedonistic philosophy. Just eat, drink, enjoy life. At the end, you're going to die anyway, and that's it. They don't see the spiritual component. They don't see that the soul goes on beyond this body and then becomes culpable for all the bad things that we do in life. So in this first canto especially, the philosophy of our line coming down through Vyasadeva. Of course, the knowledge was there before Vyasadeva appeared. Brahma was first. He was taught directly, inspired directly by Krishna within the heart. Then Narada came, before Vyasa was there, Narada. And Narada, as someone pointed out in a recent class, he thought Brahma was the supreme. Actually, there's a verse coming up later in this canto where he says, Deva Deva Jagadatu, Bhuta Bhavana Purja Bhaja, Tadvajani Yajnanam, Atma Tattva Nidarshanam. He says, Deva Deva, the whole chief of the demigods, I see that you're in charge of everything. Jagat Dhatu. Bhuta Bhavana Purvaja. You're born by yourself. You have no mother or father, apparently. You're self-born. Tadvijani Yajganam. Please give me this knowledge, Atma Tattva Nidarshanam, which gives full realization of the truth about the self. So he approached Brahma in that mood. And then Brahma explained to him, no, I'm not the supreme. beyond me is the Supreme Lord is there. And then later on, Narada taught Vyasa. So Vyasadeva, although he's known as the incarnation of God, that he's the literary incarnation, he organized the systematic codification or writing down of all the Vedic knowledge, which was previously handed down in an oral tradition. The guru would speak, the disciples would hear, and they were all Shrutidar, so they would remember for life. Like obviously Sutta Goswami is being seated on the Vyasa, he's Shrutidar. He heard from his teachers, including Shukadeva Goswami, and he remembered everything that he heard. So he could sit down and speak verbatim what he had heard. And he's also living the life, not just a question of repeating, because nowadays scholarship has become just that. You hear from some so-called scholar, and you repeat what you've heard nicely on a test, and then you get A, and then now you're a scholar also. But scholarship is more than just regurgitating what you've heard. You have to understand it. You have to realize it. You have to practice it. They try nowadays in the universities to divorce your character from your scholarship. Yes, he's had some problems with alcoholism, whatever, but he knows math like anything, or he knows physics like anything, so let him teach. But that's not the Vedic viewpoint. The Vedic viewpoint is you have to be of good character, as was mentioned in previous verses. You have to be of good character. You have to be practicing what you preach. Then you can sit on the Vyasasana and teach others. Otherwise, not so. It's not that you do as I say, not as I do. So this approach to life is not accepted in the Vedic viewpoint. So, what time is it? I think we can stop here and entertain some questions, comments. Yes, Brajapati Prabhu. Charvak Muni? Prabhupada actually, I heard it directly from Prabhupada, but if you look in the Prabhupada verse book, you'll find it. I don't remember at the moment what the original source was. Probably some Vedas somewhere, or Purana, but Prabhupada quoted that on several occasions. Yeah, if you look in the verse book, you'll find it. Rina Kritva Gritam Bibet. That's how it starts out. Rina means a debtor. So he's saying you become a debtor, it doesn't matter, you get ghee. So Rina Kritva Gritam Pibet. That's the first line. If you look for that, you'll find the source. Yes, Bhakta Malik.
Can you repeat the 6 opulences?
Yeah, this is also a very famous verse by Parashara Muni. He's listing the 6 opulences of the Lord. That there's beauty, Shri, there's fame, Yasha, there's knowledge. Obviously, Krishna says, I'm the source of all knowledge, and he knows everything. There's strength, and there's renunciation. Did I miss one? Wealth, Aishwarya. That's the first one that's mentioned. Aishwaryasa, Samagra. If you look up again, there's the word Aishwarya in the Veda base or in the list of verses, the verse book, you'll see that. Aishwaryasya, Samagrasya, Viryasya, Yashasya, Shriya, Jnana, Vairagayos, Chaiva, Shanam Bhage Tingana. So that personality who has these 6 opulences in full, that is Bhagavan. So that's the definition of Bhagavan. Yes. Prema Sankirtan.
In a purport is explained that you cannot sit on a Vyasasana. You cannot sit on a Vyasasana if you don't know the 6 different division of knowledge. So is it explained in different places in Prabhupada books about this different system of knowledge?
Yes, of course.
Where?
You may not find them all listed together, but if you search in the Veda base, like Gautama, you'll find Prabhupada mentions about Gautama, about Nyaya, logic. And Prabhupada spoke at length about the deficiencies of logic. For instance, one deficiency he explained was the Vrishika Tandula Nyaya. The villagers, they see baby scorpions coming. Vrishika means scorpion and Tandula means rice. So the villagers, they see baby scorpions coming out of a store of rice. So by logic, they conclude that the rice gives birth to scorpions. But one with a little more knowledge understands that some mother scorpion went in there and laid her eggs, and by the heat of the rice, the eggs became viable, and then baby scorpions came out. So there's like this. There are many ways to pointing out that nyaya, that logic is not complete. And similarly, all the others, the Karmamimamsa, the Brahmavadas, there are deficiencies with all of these different philosophies. And Prabhupada does touch on them in his books. If you search for any one of them, if you search for Kannada or Ashtavakra or any of them, you'll find that Prabhupada mentions what are the deficiencies, what is their presentation, and what are the deficiencies of that presentation. Yes. Gauranga Prema, Prabhu.
Thank you very much for the wonderful class. It is said in the purport that by the mercy of the sages in Naimisharanya, Sutta Goswami is elevated to the Vyasasam. Is that means...
Did it say mercy? You sure it's mentioned mercy?
Something like that, I think.
Yeah, you can't say something like that. We have to be exact. Yeah, it says, Srila Sutta Goswami was a proper teacher, and therefore the sages at night elevated him to the Vyasasana. It doesn't say that by their mercy. It's not their mercy. They appreciated his position as being in pure character and full of knowledge, and therefore they offered him the Vyasasana. But
So-
it wasn't that by their mercy he was put there. No.
So that means Sutta Goswami, he's already qualified devotee. Okay, thank you, Prabhu.
Yes, Sachitanoi Prabhu.
Prabhu, at the beginning you were mentioning that institutions, and many people turns off by this. I know we have experience while presenting our books or trying to convince them to even read the books and maybe join eventually. So there are many reasons why people actually don't like. But I was just thinking about also that as a members of any institution or religious group, we have a great responsibility also to behave. The behavior of a Vaishnava in Chaitanya Charitamrita says establishes the true religious principles. So that also sometimes give them, like a good excuse for I don't want to be there. So maybe could you expand on that?
Yeah, but it's so silly. It's just like in every jurisdiction there's a police academy where they train young men and women to become police officers. Now, if you notice that one of the trainees is doing something bad, does that mean we should close down the police academy and not train anybody else after that? It's foolish. The aim is to produce well-trained, well-behaved police officers. So you're taking people coming out of society at large and gradually, you're training them to become well-behaved, experienced, properly behaving police officers. So if you find a trainee who's not doing something properly, you don't close down the academy. So it's the same thing with religion or spirituality. This is a religious society or spiritual society for training people, bringing them back, as Prabhupada said in one place, to their normal consciousness, to their normal behavior, which is of a high level compared to the criminal mentality that pervades in the material world. So if somebody coming out of society joins such of society at large, joins such an institution and they do something wrong, you don't close down the institution. You understand that, yes, this person has not made it to the topmost level yet. And Prabhupada himself wrote a letter in that regard. There was one woman who wrote to him because two brahmacharis had approached her to distribute books and they had turned her off in some way. So she actually wrote a letter that was brought to Prabhupada saying how she, delineating why she didn't like this encounter that she had with these book distributors. And Prabhupada wrote back and said, yes, I'm sorry that you had this experience, but you should understand that we are training people to become perfect ladies and gentlemen, and it takes time. It takes time. It's not that as soon as they join the society they become pure and perfect. So the society at large should understand this, that they're dealing with a spiritual organization with a very high mission, as we heard in the seven purposes, and it takes time for people coming out of society at large to get to the highest level. So you have to be a little bit forgiving at times, just like you would with the police academy. If one of the police recruits runs off and starts smoking pot or something like that, you don't say close down the academy, look at that, you're making potheads. No, they came out of a pothead society and now they had a relapse instead of, enforcing the law against pot, they're going out and using pot. So you understand, this person's just not ready. Or maybe not fit material. Maybe later on, come back again and try again. So same thing with our spiritual society. People join, they're not yet at the topmost level, so they can fall down. They can have relapse. They can run away. But in the Chaitanya Charitamrita, it says, glorious is that master who goes after the person who runs away and brings them back. You see? Glorious is the servant who sticks to the master no matter what the master does. And therefore Prabhupada said, even if I chastise you, this is my duty as the guru. Don't be, put off by that. I'm supposed to chastise you. But also glorious is that master who will go out and grab the servant and bring the servant back. And Prabhupada did that. If somebody left, Prabhupada wanted to know, where is that person? Go and get them. Like that. Prabhupada was not satisfied. Oh, okay, let them, you win some, you lose some. No, Prabhupada wanted to hold on to all of them if possible. So yes, people may be turned off by the behavior of some members of the society, but we should explain that not everybody's on the topmost level. It takes time to get rid of your bad habits. Adav Shraddha, Tata Sadhusanga, it takes time to get just even to the point of Nishtha, being firmly fixed up, what to speak of getting to the ultimate goal. I think you wanted to say something on this point about the society? No? Yeah, so what was the answer? Give her the mic. Sachitoy, give her the mic.
Well, none of us really came to Krishna consciousness because we were organized religion. We didn't join because of the organization. But Krishna consciousness offers the opportunity to develop, this organization offers the opportunity to develop pure love of God. So in spite of the fact that we are a gathering of all different kinds of souls from different parts of the world and different cultures and different consciousnesses and different conditionings, still somehow or another, due to Prabhupada's mercy, it's a perfect process for developing Krishna consciousness.
But part of that process, part of Prabhupada's mercy was to organize things in such a way that anybody can join anywhere and take advantage of that.
It's exactly the same everywhere. It's an absolutely perfect process.
Yeah, and that was the beauty, because Prabhupada couldn't be everywhere simultaneously, so he created a nice organization that if you joined in New York, LA, it didn't matter. Immediately you were trained how to chant, how to honor prasadam, how to clean your body properly. All these things were there, systematically trained. And therefore the society became strong because of that systematic, organized presentation. So to say, yes, we didn't consciously join because we wanted to join some organization, but we took advantage of it right from day one. Organized prasadam. I know, I was a college student when I joined, so I didn't move in immediately, but I knew I could go to the greeting, stay for class, and immediately there would be a huge scoop of halava on wax paper, boom, and I would eat to my full satisfaction, and then, which is something, I mean, maybe this is not the right place, but I'm going to say it anyway, that, in the beginning, you could eat to your full satisfaction. There was so much prasadam. There was no question of not enough prasadam. Nowadays, I see people becoming a little chintzier. They send over just what they think is the right amount for 10 people, and that's it. It doesn't work. Especially new people should be encouraged to eat. Prabhupada encourage the new people. Eat till you're full, till you waddle like a duck. Don't expect them from day one to be controlled like Vijay, and eat, 3 dates and 5 almonds. And it doesn't work. New people should be encouraged. Eat. So we should send more than enough prasadam so they don't have any anxiety. They can eat and eat and eat until they're full and then get up. And, this business of trying to, it's California. I know. California, we try to, make things California style. No sugar and, this and that. But no, the new people should eat sweet halava. Blueberry halava is sweet until they become, because they're giving up all other types of sense gratification. All that's left is the eating. They should eat and eat and eat until they can't eat anymore. Jai, Granth Srimad Bhagavatam ki jai. Srila Prabhupada ki jai. Gaur Bhakta Vrinda ki jai.